Am I the a-hole for not wanting to pay for my sister's medical bills? Original post. My parents had me at 16. They were both in high school. After I was born, my father dropped out to work full-time and take care of me so my bio mother could stay in school. Eventually, after finishing high school, she realized that motherhood wasn't for her and left my dad and me. I was 2, so I don't really remember her being around. After that, my father worked 3 times as hard to provide for me. He also met a nice woman whom he later married when I was 7. I consider her my mom, but I'll call her my stepmother to avoid confusion. My bio mother didn't contribute in any way, not even financially. In fact, the last time she contacted me before now was on my 3rd birthday, which was just a quick happy birthday card through the mail. I never had ill feelings toward her decision because I had my dad, mom, and brother who filled the emptiness she left. My parents have never said anything negative about her. Her leaving me was not something I thought about every day, so you can imagine my confusion when she reached out on social media to talk. I thought about it for days before I agreed. We met in a restaurant for the first time in 25 years. It was awkward, small talk at the beginning before we delved into why she left. My bio mother teared up while explaining why. She suffered from postpartum depression and felt trapped by a constant cycle, so she felt compelled to leave. She explained why she reached out and made it clear that she didn't leave because of me. Of course, I sympathized with her, as I saw my stepmom go through postpartum depression with my brother and saw how much it affected her. We met a couple more times before I was invited to meet her new family. She had a husband and also 3 other children, 13 female, 11 male, and 7 female. After a week of this, I had my most recent meetup with my bio mother. She looked distressed while greeting me, so I asked if anything happened. She then explained to me in a quick response that her oldest daughter, 13 female, has health issues. I won't say what due to how sensitive it is, but she explains that she needs $25,000 for medication and has accumulated medical bills of $20,000 and asked if I could pay it off. For context, after graduating and receiving my postgraduate diploma, I landed my dream job that earned a good sum of money. I'm certain she may have heard about where my job was from somewhere and saw it as an opportunity. She gave me time to think about it, but it didn't take long for me to say no to it. I felt used and exploited. She never wanted to meet me. She just wanted money from the child she left to help the other child that she loves. After giving my response, which wasn't much, just a simple, "No, I don't feel comfortable with that," through text, I was soon bombarded with text messages from her husband telling me what a nasty piece of work I was, followed by more texts from my bio mother about how I'm so cruel for not helping out my sister due to my grudge against her. And then, to top it all off, I was getting some messages from family members from her side of the family questioning why I'm being so difficult. So am I really terrible for not paying for my half-sister's medication and medical bills? Now for the top comments before reading the update. Not the a-hole. This was 100% a scheme to get your money and nothing more. She hasn't thought about you in 25 years until she needed money. I'm sorry, your bio mom is a terrible human. I'm happy you found a mother and someone who wanted to be there for you. Do not give them 1 cent, or they will bleed you dry. When you actually feel remorse for your horrible actions, you don't immediately solicit the person you wronged for money, no matter the circumstances. The harassment from her side from saying no should only put in concrete what you already suspected. Cut all contact and go live your life. Yes, and block them. You don't know those people. They may be blood relatives, but they're not your family. Don't give them anything, not even a penny. Also, your real mom, not a bio leech, had postpartum depression and stayed. She can pay for it with all the money that she didn't put towards raising you. How much money should your father have accumulated on your behalf in child support back pay by now? You, graciously, will not go after that, and those funds can be used to pay for your half-sister's medical bills. Not the a-hole. Your bio mom reaching out suddenly could have been great, but this seems so manipulative and calculated that this was probably a con to get money and then ghost you. The real nasty piece of work is your bio mom for thinking that she was within her rights to ask you for money to the tune of $45K, just because she included you in her family for a few weeks after not being part of your life since you were a toddler. I have nothing but sympathy for your sick half-sister, but $20K in existing medical bills doesn't accumulate overnight, which leads me to believe this was something premeditated on the part of the adults. OP has already given her mom way over $45K when her dad let her off the hook for 16 years worth of child support. The bio mom also started having more kids when Opie was 14, but it took her more than a decade to reach out to the kid she abandoned. Now for the update. Hey everyone, thanks for the feedback and support. I just wanted to answer some questions and provide some clarity. I've learned more about what was happening in my bio mom's family. First of all, I questioned why she had 3 more children despite her postpartum depression. It turns out that she and her husband found out early on about the severity of their first daughter's illness. They had 2 additional children, 11 male and 7 female, as savior siblings for their oldest daughter's medical treatment, but neither of them were matches. I've currently blocked her and her husband. I didn't go into this expecting to reconnect with my bio mom. That wasn't a plan. I already have a mom, and I didn't need another one. I just wanted to give her a chance to explain herself. I never wanted a mother-daughter bond, just to be cordial or friendly. My family supported me in meeting my bio parent, and I didn't blindside them. I'm happy with my own family and don't need her to complete it. It's not her leaving that bothers me, it's her current actions. But even through that all, I will sympathize with her only on the basis that she suffered with PPD. When my bio mom left, my grandparents and biological aunt stood by my dad. They raised me alongside my parents. They say she's always been mentally unstable and manipulative. I feel bad for my half-sister, but I can't give her the money. Sometimes I wish I had ignored my bio mom from the beginning. Also, I blocked the strangers calling my phone a while back. Just forgot to add that in. This update shows she is a bigger POS than the first post showed her to be. It is disgusting to have more children just to save a different one. You made a right call not sending her a cent. She had 2 more children after her eldest, for the purpose of one of them being a savior sibling? That's more sickening. But even after reading the update, I'm more concerned about the children than before. Your egg donor and her husband don't seem to be people who should be allowed to raise children. Last story. Update. Am I the a-hole for refusing a relationship with my biological mom? Original post. I, 16 female, was adopted when I was a baby. My bio mom was in her early 20s when she gave birth to me. I'm not sure exactly how old she was or how old she is now, but she wasn't ready for a baby, so she gave me up for adoption. My adoptive parents don't know anything about my dad or anything more about my bio family. My parents told me a month ago that my bio mom reached out and asked if she could meet me. They said it's up to me, and I can if I want. I decided to meet her just out of curiosity, and because I wanted to know the details of why she gave me up, who my bio dad is, etc. She drove to our town and we met for coffee, then told me I can ask her what I want and she'll be honest. I asked her why she gave me up, and she said she was young and thought she would be throwing her life away with a child. She went on to get married and be quite successful in her career as a scientist. I asked her why she decided to look for me, and she said she always wondered what I turned out like. And now that she's settled in her life, she would love for us to have a relationship, especially since she's struggled to conceive and she's come to terms with me being her only child. That hurt my feelings, to be honest. Like she only remembers that she has a child now that she can't have anymore? She probably wouldn't have even reached out if she didn't have trouble conceiving. She said she would like it if I could come over on breaks and stay with her and her husband. I told her thanks for reaching out and answering my questions, but I'm not really interested in a relationship with her, that she only wanted me because she can't have more kids. I told her I get giving up a child when she was very young, and I genuinely don't blame her for it, but it's been 16 years. I don't need a relationship with her now, and I'm not really comfortable with it either. She looked really sad but said she understood. She went back to her city and has been texting me every so often, dropping hints that she wants me to come visit her. Yesterday, she sent me a picture of a room she decorated in pink. I don't even like pink. And said she's excited for when I come visit. Clearly, she hadn't gotten the hint. So I told her to please stop this and that I wasn't going to visit. I kind of feel bad and guilty somehow, but I really don't want to keep forcing myself to speak to this lady or go visit her. I don't want her to think I'm spiteful for her giving me up, but I just don't want a relationship with her and her husband. Am I the a-hole? Now for the top comments before reading the update. Why would she admit that she was reaching out because she can't have other kids? What a way to make you feel special. Lol. Not the a-hole. She made her choice and you're making yours. You don't blame her for her choices, and she can't blame you for yours. You shouldn't have to build a relationship with her if you don't want to, just because she'll be sad. Since I can't have any other children, I guess you'll do. Totally, and I didn't want the burden of a child while I focused on myself. But when I help fill this void I have now, I don't think the bio mom is malicious, just selfish and oblivious to her own actions. OP's feelings make complete sense. Not the a-hole. Having a relationship with your biological mother is a big decision, and not a thing you should feel manipulated or emotionally blackmailed into doing. Set it at your pace and your boundaries. Would you feel comfortable having your parents support you by gently reminding bio mom that you are not ready to have her more in your life and she needs to respect that? Now for the update. Didn't expect to update at all, and definitely not so soon, but I had a call with bio mom. She hadn't responded to my messages asking her to stop, and that I wouldn't be coming over, and she called me about an hour ago. She asked me to explain what makes me so uncomfortable about having a relationship with her and why I'm being so mean when she's just trying to bond with me. I told her what she said about wanting a relationship with me now because she can't have other kids makes me feel like I'm her last resort, and she would have never reached out if she had kids. She said she's sorry for saying that, but I did ask her to be honest about why she looked for me, and she was just being honest. I said yes, I did, and thanks for your honesty, but that doesn't mean I have to be happy with your response. She said if I don't look at it as being her last resort, I can gain another mom and dad with her and her husband, because they have love to give that they don't have other kids to give to. I could tell she was trying to make the situation sound better, but honestly, it was just making me feel worse. I said I don't want or need another mom or dad, and that she doesn't get to give me away when I was inconvenient, then think I'm going to welcome her into my life with open arms just because she wants to play the role of a mother bear to someone. I told her she's literally a stranger, and it's bizarre that she wants to have a close relationship with me just because we're blood. I admit this was meaner than I intended it to be, and I did regret saying it, although it's 100% what I feel. I said in my post yesterday that I wasn't spiteful, but I probably am. I don't know why she can't choose to pick her career over her child, that expect a mother-daughter relationship when other people have done all the work of raising me. Don't get me wrong, I don't believe giving me up for adoption was easy for her at all. It couldn't have been. But she made a choice to further her career instead of raising me. Clearly, that choice has been the best one for us both, because she got the career she wanted, and I grew up in an amazing family with the best parents I could have asked for. So I don't really resent the outcome, but I resent the audacity she has to think we can just magically develop a mother-daughter bond because of her desires and despite my own. I know a lot of you said to not burn this bridge because I might need her one day, and that may be true. The feelings on this might change, but I don't think there's going to be a time where I think she handled this correctly and had my well-being at heart. This entire thing has felt like it was just about her and not even the slightest bit about me and what she thinks I need or want. After I said what I said, she said fine and that she won't contact me again. I told her I'm sorry for being harsh and I really don't want to be mean or cause her any hurt, but this is hard on me too. Lastly, I said thanks to her for placing me up for adoption because I have an amazing life and I wouldn't change it for anything. So that's it, and that bridge may be burnt. My bad, lol. As some of you suggested, I think I'll ask my parents to contact her for medical information and dad's side of the family in case I want to reach out. I know many people won't agree with what I did and how I went about it, but honestly, I feel good. I'm less anxious now that it feels like this chapter is closed. All I gained from her wanting to meet me is anxiety and uncertainty. I feel better now that I'm not wondering what's going to happen with her. If I end up wanting anything to do with her in the future, I'm not sure what I'll do, but I'm not worried. I'll cross that bridge when I get there. Thank you to everyone for your advice. I really appreciate it. You stayed true to yourself, OP. And if your anxiety has stopped since the last convo with your bio mom, then maybe it was for the best. Sometimes our body shows us what is best for us. Wish you all the best. OP's logic is perfect too. This woman basically wants a shortcut to being a mom. You don't get a mother-daughter relationship by being blood-related. You get it by raising your daughter every single day for years. The connection is built by doing all the hard things that raising a kid entails. You can't skip that part. This is part of the whole package. She wants to come in after all the hard work is done and reap the benefits. No, you don't get to do that. Absolutely right. I couldn't believe in the first post that a bio mom said she did it for herself and not for her child. It was all about her well-being, not her child's. The whole first post sounded very self-centered on the bio mom's part. She seems to not be concerned if this having a relationship would be beneficial for OP and pushed way too hard. If she had gone slow, respected OP's boundaries and shown the least bit of concern for how it's affected the child, maybe, just maybe she could be given a chance. I'm so impressed with how OP handled her feelings and articulated them. She stood up for herself, And that's a very grown-up thing to do. It shows the parents who raised her did an awesome job. You did good. She is a stranger. You do not in any way owe her a relationship, and the fact she assumed she could just be your new mom, and her refusal to respect her clearly defined boundaries, indicates she didn't think of you as a person, just the way she could play mommy to the imaginary child she had in her head. If she refuses to give you medical information, that just further reinforces that your feelings and desires were never important to her. She may not respect this request, but maybe she will. Once she gets over the disappointment, she may come to understand that she went about this in entirely the wrong way and ruined her opportunity to have any kind of relationship with you. You didn't burn a bridge. You refused to let someone else build an imaginary one. Also, OP could just as easily do medical genetic testing and cut out the need for having a talk to bio mom at all.